For 25 years, an orca named Corky has defied the odds. Day after day, week after week, year after year, she lives in a concrete swimming pool where she performs daily as Shamu, the majestic killer whale at SeaWorld in San Diego. Corky holds the world record for living the longest in captivity.
She's only 29, 30 years of age.
Researcher Paul Spong first saw Corky in 1969 in a capture like this one. Corky was caught off the coast of British Columbia.
I just happened to be there the day after the capture and saw these whales that were penned up.
Researchers say orcas live together forever. When a female orca gives birth, her children will stay by her side until the day she dies. But Corky was taken from her mother at the age of 4 and was sent to California.
I think at this point that Corky is still strong, and that means she's still got time.
Paul Spong wants nothing more than to bring Corky back home, but he has one problem. SeaWorld refuses to let her go.
We're not going to let her participate in Paul Spong's pipe dream.
Jim McBain is Corky's veterinarian at SeaWorld.
She's happy, well adapted. This is what she knows.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Denise from Chula Vista, California.
In recent years, dolphins have successfully been reintroduced back into the wild. Spong says orcas can go back too. After all, an orca is the largest member of the dolphin family. What Paul Spong wants to do is build a sea pen, a halfway house on the coast of British Columbia. Spong and other researchers want to slowly integrate Corky back into the wild. While Corky is learning how to fish again, she would also have contact with her family. But SeaWorld says this plan is risky. Corky's been away from the wild too long and wouldn't know how to survive.
And my personal feeling was that it would likely either be a failure or result in her death.
I think that's baloney. I think she'll do fine if she's put back.
For 18 years, researcher Ken Balcom has photographed every family of orcas that live around the San Juan Islands. The orca's dorsal fins are like fingerprints. Each fin is different. Photo identification has allowed Balcom to follow each family.
No animal born into this population has left its mother.
And if photo identification isn't enough, each orca family has its own language, its own dialect of sounds. Researchers call Corky's family the A5 pod, and Paul Spong says Corky's mother is called A23. According to an article in this month's Smithsonian, when Corky was captured in 1969, she was seen clinging like this to her mother, A23. Corky's mother was released and still lives along the northwest coast. Paul Spong and Ken Balcom asked SeaWorld if they could do a controlled audio experiment with Corky to find out how much of her family's dialect she remembers. SeaWorld declined.
Scientifically unsound, we already know that information anyhow, not worth doing.
However, about a year ago, another media program surprised SeaWorld by playing a tape of Corky's family to Corky. All of SeaWorld's orcas responded to the tape, but at one point, Corky started to shudder. That's her in the back.
And whole body just started shaking.
Without a controlled study, Paul Spong says he doesn't know what the up and down movement means. But there is one thing for certain. Anheuser-Busch, the owner of SeaWorld, appears to have the upper hand. The company holds the federal permit that gives it the right to use Corky and the right to make millions of dollars off of her.
As far as I'm concerned, this is where she should be.
I think Corky's coming back home.
Paul Spong says he'll continue the fight. but he admits it's an uphill battle. Spong says it's a battle over right and wrong, a battle over freedom or captivity, a battle over returning an orca to her family or keeping her captive for human entertainment. Scott Rensberger, KIRO News Channel 7.